Weep, Grana, Weep, and Nimong, and welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to be checking a look at what looks like a KO'd version of the Optimus Nox. Also, our XTransbots making a bit of a comeback. An Ultramagnus that seems to have people up in arms about it being a parts former, but still. And also, yep, I am still talking with the team over at Vectron Studios, and they've sent me a few pictures to show us where they are in the process. All that and much more coming up on today's show.
And now the news. Don't touch that dial.
Kicking off today then with FunB Studios, and FunB Studios have this fun little line of iconic ships from all over the Transformers universe, and now they're adding this little iconic ship to its series, and this is the Miranda 2 from Energon. So that's going to be coming soon, and we'll join some awesome other ships as well. This is all 3D printed, so if you've got a 3D printer, get in on the action. This next transforming figure has been brought to our attention due to the team at FunB, and this is called the Trans Age. So the company is called Trans Age, I think, and this is their first triple changer called Hunt Shadow. And this doesn't transform into a bot, so it doesn't really have a bot mode, but it does transform into a plane, a car, and an awesome looking Zoid-like tiger panther type creature. All three modes here look absolutely spectacular. I'll be very interested to see what the figure looks like in hand, but they are three very cool different modes. Shame it doesn't have a specific bot mode, but yeah, interesting. So this is something that's a little bit interesting. This is from someone called Lime Toys. Now, I've not heard of Lime Toys before, so let me know if you have. But this is their HR01 Ares Stormbringer Optimus Prime. Now, for me, this looks very reminiscent of the MMM Noxus and Noxus, the version that they have from the IDW inspired Optimus Prime. In fact, I think it may be quite a copy of it, so I'll let you know a little bit more. The added elements that it has here are a few added weapons, but I think I need to see a little bit more to see if the transformation's any different. But for me, this looks like a straight KO with a few weapon changes. Let me know your thoughts on this one down in the comments. Is this just a straight KO? I mean, if it is, it's super expensive as well from what I can see. I think from some of the places that I've looked, it's up at $279, I think it's up at. So yeah, that's more expensive than Nox or Pexus. So yeah, interesting. Speaking of MMC, Mastermind Creations were at TFCON Chicago showing off their take on Doubledealer, and yeah, I really like this. Now that I see the full color version, I don't think I've seen the full color version before. I really like this. I like what they've done with both modes, all three modes even the robot chicken does look pretty good as well, and all in all, it's a slightly different take on what a Doubledealer looks like, and yeah, I really like it. So lots of stuff coming up now from that TFCon that happened in Chicago, because there was a lot of reveals there. New Age were also at TFCon Chicago showing off some dirty figures, dirty figures basically. Yeah, we all know that New Age love a good recolor, never shy of a good old recolor for any of their figures, but they did this with their take on Starscream the other week, which is supposed to be like a battle damaged kind of weathered look on them, and I did not like that. But I'm a fan of battle damaged Transformers that look like they've been in a bit of a war. I'm all about that. I like it, but I just think that New Age, I'm not sure if they do it the best. I'm a massive New Age fan, but I have to say I'm not a big fan of their dirty figures. So, as I said, I have been in contact with VectronLabs again, and one thing I will say to them, they do start every email with me with Bar Weep, Grana, Weep, Ninibong, so good. Well done. well done to them on that point. So I have been contacting them back and forth, and I think we will keep this relationship going, so there's an open channel of communication between myself and them to see how things are going. And speaking of how things are going, what they have sent me are these 3 exclusive pictures of the prototype for their figures, just to show how the modeling's going and where they are at the moment. I don't know if this is the exact point they're at in the project. I think they're a little bit further ahead than this. They did say that these were from the archive, but I don't believe they have been seen before. So the modelling on this does look really, really good, but of course the proof will be in the pudding, so as soon as the figure is released, we'll check a look in it and we'll check in with them. Also, hopefully at some point we'll get them on here and have a little bit of a Q&A with them closer to the time when they're ready to release. Back to TFCON Chicago, and we have seen a few things come in from the team over at Fanshobby, and the first thing they showed off is this MB22. What do we think this is? I'm not sure. What is it, an Astro Train? Or is it? It's probably not an Astro Train, right? Because they tend to spend a lot of time in the more kind of Japanese anime inspired figures. So I guess this is a... Let me know down in the comments. What do you think? They also showed off the awesome new paint job on this MB-17 Mega Tyranno. Very, very, very good. And also Naval Commanders getting a new lick of paint as well. Let me know your thoughts on this one. I quite like the blue and red deco on this. Massive rocket launchers on the shoulders. Very, very cool. I know it had some challenges with some of the joints and things like that when it was originally released, so hopefully they fixed some of that. But this is just a thing of beauty. I think actually this is sold out in most places now, but yeah, I'm all about this version of Delta Magnus. Unfortunately, I don't think it will make its way to my collection. I think I have missed the boat on this one, unless something like Kapow manages to get it in, but yeah, just a thing of beauty. Mwah! Also, the XTransbots were there showing off some new prototypes of their run-amucks and things like this. So, very cool that we can see these prototypes. And one of the most impressive kind of figures that they're doing at the moment will be their take on Devastator. So this is the prototypes that we can see there for Devastator. We can also see their take on Galvatron, so they're calling him Abaddon at the back, which the prototype actually, now I see it, does look very, very smooth and nice. Also, we have one of the awesome Quintessons, and this is an amazing looking Quintesson. I think the other one that I had was a little bit of an issue. It didn't turn properly, so I'm not sure about picking this dude up, but he does look absolutely phenomenal. We also got to look in at Counterpunch as well, and he does look pretty good. I don't know, does he? I'm hard to judge. It does. It's just the prototype, right? It is just a prototype for Counterpunch, but he does maybe not look the best quality, but we won't judge. We won't judge because it is the prototype. We also got a better look at some of the constructicons here, and this does look a very, very good version of the constructicons. I like the way that they're modeled, especially, you know, we've seen the prototypes for these now and they do look good. The alt modes here look great as well, but something that I have been checking out and looking at as well is the way that they seem to be constructing their take on the combined mode of Devastator. So when we get to the legs, you'll see that they've released this mode here where you can see that the legs have been part formed. Now, to me, this looks like the joints, the hips are separate. So it looks like it's going to parts form. Let me know, is that your take on this as well? Have you read this somewhere? For me, I did ask the question on the XTransbots Facebook page as well, but I don't think anybody got back to me in the comments to tell me whether or not this was going to be a parts former. But to me, it looks like that thigh is a separate piece that connects into the other ones rather than something that extends out of the other figures. Let me know your thoughts on this one down in the comments. Have we got another parts former? Speaking of parts formers, we now move over to FM. Remember, this is Fantastic Model, not Fanstoys. This is the FM take on Ultramagnus. So this thing is really looking extremely good. I mean, I know XTB are doing a pretty good Ultramagnus at the moment, but this Ultramagnus has a little bot inside him, which means, of course, he is a parts former, so some people like it, some people are complaining about it. For me, Ultramagnus has always been a parts former, so I'm good with it. He comes with a load of heats, all the heats that you could ever want Ultramagnus to have. They're all looking pretty good, including one that's kind of a two-tone helmet with a bit of a smashed in grill. He looks very, very, very good. And here's all of the bits. Doing a bit of a Guyver here. This reminds me of the Guyver getting dressed. Guyver! So that's pretty cool. And inside, you get a little Prime. Is this going to be a Prime that comes very, very soon? Will this be an upgrade on some Primes that we've got in the past? This also looks like an extremely nice looking Prime. Some people were like, oh, fantastic model, so it's not going to transform. Yeah, it's going to transform. Of course it's going to transform. It's a transformer. So it transforms into the alt mode here. Alt mode looks absolutely fantastic, just like a normal Ultramagnus should, and of course it is parts form, so you can see the arms are going to become the top and the legs are going to become the back, and that's kind of the way that it works. All in all, I think this is a very, very, very good looking Ultramagnus. I don't care it parts forms, I would rather it parts form and have a little Prime that comes with it. That's just the way I like my Magnuses. I know a few other people are like, I wish the whole thing would just transform. I don't care about the bot inside. So each to their own, but for me, this looks like a good Magnus. Moving over to Fanstoys now, we finally got a look at their take on the Aerialbots. This got prototyped, maybe not even prototyped. I think we just got some CAD drawings and some some computerized images of it a while ago, and I believe this is now the prototype now. So this does also look really, really good. Don't know when you'll start to see all of this, but it looks like this is also maybe parts forming a little bit, or each one is going to come with its own specific stand, so you can have all of the Aerialbots together on your shelf. So this is a nice look as well. Probably these stands will all form different parts of Superion as well, but all of this set together looks incredible. The Superion model itself also does look very, very good. I'm super happy with how this looks. Love the face, but I hope it does come with that grill on his face as well. I think I'm a little bit more on the side of I like a good grill on my Superion rather than seeing his mouth. And then finally, the team at Super 7 have released something new, or will be releasing something new to the reactions line. Yep, you guessed it, this is the classic never released toy of Unicron from the Transformers the movie. I'm not a big fan of Super 7. Anybody that watches this channel knows that the reactions line and the Super 7 is definitely not for me, but I may break my rule on this one just to have a little mini, very bad looking take on Unicron on my computer, on my shelf, on my desk at work. Yeah. He's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. And he doesn't transform. And I like it, and it's Super 7. There's something wrong with the world. Something's gone wrong. It's all wrong. So that is everything from me on this Wednesday. Yeah, I know, a Wednesday. Why on earth am I dropping a news on a Wednesday? Well, team, I'm going to start dropping the news certainly midweek when I can going forward. I have been doing it on Tuesdays and Saturdays for the last few years. I am struggling, in all honesty, during the week due to work commitments to be able to always drop it on a Tuesday, and I've always been like, well, if it's not Wednesday, then if it's not Tuesday, then I need to just maybe wait again till Saturday. Now what I'm going to do is look for that golden opportunity during the week to drop it. So hopefully it'll be Tuesday, Wednesday ish. Next week, you definitely won't get one because I'm away yet again with work. But going forward, I'm going to look for an opportunity during the week to try and drop one. Saturdays are pretty good. I'm usually pretty good on the Saturday one. It's just that midweek one that's challenging me. And also, I know I am going to get back to doing figure reviews. They are coming, but again, it's just that midweek thing. I used to do them in the midweek. Now I'm having a few challenges with that. But I know that towards the end of the year, I am going to get a lot of time to catch up on some of those figure reviews. So expect a couple, certainly around Christmas time. Let me know your thoughts on everything down in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video. Alright team, in a bit. Peace!